President Obama was elected with a large enough mandate for fundamental change that he could forge a fresh social compact, lock in place a new set of mutual obligations, and rewrite the relationship between the state and the populace. Sasha Abramsky's comments in the book Breadlines, which I'm paraphrasing there, would be striking enough on any day. In 2008, the official poverty line stood at a shameful $10,590 for a single person and $21,203 for a family of four. According to the census, 37 million Americans were living at or below those numbers. In 2008, 28.4 million Americans were receiving food stamps, and that number's gone up 19% since today's recession started. Quote, President Barack Obama's election was an astounding, transformative moment, writes Abramsky. Tens of millions of voters from the most liberal to the most conservative regions of the country stood up and said no more to the divisive, greed-driven policies and priorities of the recent past. Close quote. It's stirring stuff. But then there's this. Analysts report that the Wall Street firm Goldman Sachs, a major beneficiary of government generosity, has earned a staggering $2 billion in the last 3 months. The bank's stock value has soared 68% this year, and the Wall Street Journal predicts that it's on track to pay out as much as $20 billion this year in compensation and benefits to employees, or about $700,000 each. Well-connected Goldman received $13 billion from the Bush bailout of the failed insurance giant AIG. The government also gave Goldman Sachs $28 billion in low-interest loans and underwrote billions more in risky investments. After a bust of a fall, the banks repaid that loan and bounced back. How? Well, the New York Times says Goldman, quote, brilliantly capitalized on chaos, making a fortune trading bonds and buying and selling volatile currencies and commodities like oil. I guess it's easy to be brilliant if Washington's underwriting your mess steps, but back to Abramsky. In Breadlines, Sasha writes that if Obama's able to rewrite the social contract and all the rest, he might contain the calamity of the 2008 economic crisis. But, quote, if he fails, that calamity will haunt the next several decades. I guess he leaves us with the question, what's more too big to fail, the banks or the country? That's all we have time for today. You'll find everything you've seen on this show at our website, GRITtv.org. There's a place to comment on every story. While you're there, join our mailing list so we can let you know what's coming up on the program, and subscribe to our video or audio podcast. We also have a Twitter feed. Just follow GRITtv or me on Twitter, and please become a supporter. We're broadcasting commercial-free across the United States on Free Speech TV, Dish Network Channel 9415, and you can ask for us on your cable or your public television station. Thanks.